During last week's State of Play, Konami shadow dropped Silent Hill: The Short Message, a new entry in the franchise that is free to play for all PS5 users. A Silent Hill game around the topic of teenager anxiety, childhood trauma, and online bullying. Pretty cliche horror stuff, but both Akira Yamaoka and Masahiro were involved in this, so of course as a Silent Hill fan, I had to go ahead and check it out. But keeping Konami's poor handling of the franchise in mind, I went into it with pretty low expectations. And I'm glad I kept them low, because at the start of the game it immediately left a pretty bad first impression on me personally, as I got annoyed immediately with the protagonist constantly providing pointless commentary on every small interaction you do in the game.
This model, is it this building? Wow, so this place didn't always suck. Everyone's losing their futures. Where are you, Maya? Oh great, it's locked.
It's so immersion breaking, and honestly at this point I already wanted to quit the game and move on to something else. But then I thought, look, it's a new Silent Hill game, I want to see what it has to offer. Let's just keep playing and get over this annoyance, and I'm glad I did, because the game turned out to be quite atmospheric with some creative art direction. This game essentially takes place in this abandoned apartment complex, and a teenage artist named Maya uses this complex to display her art. Art that features teenage girls releasing their inner anxieties and desires in the form of flowers growing out of them. But the building is more than just a playground for graffiti artists. It also has a more haunting story to it, as over the years it has become a popular spot for teenagers to commit suicide. Of course, with the power of Silent Hill, the complex changes and shapes itself into different things as we explore it, based on locations linked to the game's characters and their past traumas. The way it is visually designed is actually really good, I like it. It's filthy, claustrophobic, and haunting. Also the cherry blossom obsession of the artist Maya being integrated in it all, the sticky notes with the online bullying, the haunting art, and of course the cherry blossom creature design. Visually it's all pretty interesting and unique. Yes, I'm a fan of this art direction for sure. With the art alone they could have gone ahead and told such a fascinating story. But the writing does hold it back significantly, as the meaning of it all is pretty much told to you straight. There is no subtlety at all. It's pretty much just Silent Hill 13 Reasons Why edition. This type of in-your-face storytelling takes away all the fear, because nothing is left mysterious. Your mind isn't set free to wander, and it's a damn shame. Silent Hill 2 is such an iconic story because of the layers it has. The top layer is presented clearly and everyone that plays the game will get it. But there is so much symbolism underneath, with additional layers to the story. And that additional depth has the community still theorizing about it decades after the release. Same for PT. The meaning of that game is still being discussed today. Those are just far superior horror games made by people who have mastered the horror craft. With this game, what you see is what you get. There's no deeper meaning to be found. There is nothing to this story to be theorized about. When it comes to storytelling, I hope to God this is not the future of this franchise. Now it's not all bad. I did personally enjoy the live action cutscenes. They felt uncanny, pretty weird and out of place. So in other words, it's peak Silent Hill. I wouldn't want it any other way. I have no issues with Konami pulling a remedy and start implementing live action cutscenes in future Silent Hill games. I'd say go ahead. Also, when you get over the lack of subtlety and just appreciate the story for what it is, it's actually pretty enjoyable. It's not super unique, but it's not bad either. It's just not as good as it could have been with more talented writers. Now I talked about the story and the art, but what about the gameplay? Well, it's a free-to-play experience in the same vein as PT, so don't expect much from it aside from it being a walking sim with the occasional chase sequence. But it plays well for what it was designed to be, so that's good enough for me. The cherry blossom creature can suddenly appear right in front of you, with you given little time window to react. Definitely the scariest parts of this game. Now while I thought the chase sequences were actually pretty fun, I do have to talk a bit about the final one. where you aren't just escaping from the monster, but you're tasked instead with finding different memento items in a large area in order to escape. Here the chase gameplay doesn't really work that well, as looking for the items becomes a hassle as you're constantly being chased. More slow gameplay with the ability to hide from the monster would have worked way better here. Now I just kinda ran in circles for 30 minutes until I got lucky and ran into the items. Yeah, not such great game design. Now let's talk a bit about the cherry blossom creature itself. I love its design, it's so different and unique and fits the game perfectly. There's no blood or gory elements to its design, yet it's still terrifying with and without story context. The concept designer of the monster is none other than Masahiro Ito himself. The man did the creature design of the iconic pyramid head for Silent Hill 2, and again, after all these years, he did not miss. It's one of my favorite Silent Hill creatures ever. A great design for sure. Another OG member of Team Silent that returned for this game is composer and sound designer Akira Yamaoka. He did a stellar job as well. The sound design in this game is really good, both in the slower atmospheric sections and the tense chase sequences. The audio definitely aids the game perfectly. It's unsettling, it makes you feel exactly how the game wants you to feel. Also the soundtrack is great. It's an Akira Yamaoka soundtrack through and through. Considering all the positives and negatives, if I had to rate this game, I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10. I went into this with low expectations and I'm glad I did because I ended up quite enjoying the experience. Do I think it's a must play? No. But if you're a fan of Silent Hill, I'm sure there will be things in this game that you will enjoy. Now to end this video off, shadow dropping this game is not the only thing Konami did during the state of play. They also released a combat trailer for Silent Hill 2. Now I don't like judging a game before I get to play it, but the very idea of releasing a combat trailer the way they did for Silent Hill 2 after showing nothing for almost 2 years is a terrible idea. The combat is not what Silent Hill is remembered for, and the trailer didn't do the game any favors in my opinion. It looks clunky and unfinished. The animations are off and the sound effects are definitely off. Also, what's up with those QuickTime events? James is out here looking like Leon Kennedy. I feel like showing some unedited gameplay would have done the game much more justice than whatever this trailer ended up being. I hope the remake will be good, but I'm keeping my expectations low, just like I did with this game. And that served me well because I did end up enjoying it in the end. I hope this will be the case for Silent Hill 2 as well. And now you reach the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. Did you play the short message yet? What are your thoughts on it? Are you still excited about the future of Silent Hill? Leave a comment down below, I love going through them. Also, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, it helps me out a lot as a content creator. Take care, and hopefully I'll be seeing you in the next video as well. Peace.